What's going on, y'all? How's you guys' day going? Hope you're having a good day. But he's good. Thank you for asking. Something that I've been thinking about lately is how we no longer accept people for who they are. And all I mean when I say that is, it's self-explanatory, and yet we still manage to make it difficult for some reason. We still manage to mess it up in a lot of ways, where it seems like you have to not be something. You can be certain things, but only if you're not the other thing, like the opposite. Or like, I guess an example would be, let's say, if you're not a political person, right? It's okay to not be a political person, but then you also have to not say political things or give political thought, I guess. And it's this weird narrative that people have where certain things are okay only as long as you don't, I guess, attack them, or rather attack what it is that they deem to be correct. I don't know. It's this really weird thing where there can't be two truths. There can't be oh, I like tomatoes, but I dislike ketchup, right? You have to either not be affiliated with one and I guess also not be affiliated with the other. You can't, I don't know. It's really odd. But you see this, obviously, right? We hear about it all the time. You see this way more in relationships, romantic relationships. But it's gotten so bad now that it's gotten to the point where you can't even do that with just your friends. You can't even be yourself, or like I said, not be something. You have to be in the group. There is no such thing as I'm just not involved with those things anymore. No, it's no longer acceptable to just be on the outside. You also have to be on the inside now. You also have to be a part of whatever thing it is. And then another really, really weird, odd thing that I notice is that people will almost get upset at you for not being who they think you are, if that makes sense. Where, let's say you meet somebody, right? And you meet them just one-on-one. And so, obviously, you are going to learn what type of person this is. And so you naturally are going to be a certain way. That's very normal. That's what, everybody does that. You're not yourself 1,000% to every single person you see. You change aspects of yourself, whether you realize it or not. And so, you might not say certain things, or you might not just be a certain type of way that you would be with somebody else. And so then let's say you meet, another person, and then the three of you are hanging out. All three of you are hanging out, and then you might say something that throws off the other person, and then they get upset because you're not the person they thought you were all the time. And I'm not even talking about crazy things, by the way. This isn't for very extreme things, right? This isn't for things that are obvious. I'm talking about just very simple things, things that should not be that big of a deal, where people will write you off immediately, where they'll just be like, oh, no, this person, I don't know, this person buys Starbucks. They don't boycott Starbucks like I do. And so, can't be a friend with them. And don't get me wrong, you can have your views and you can have your thoughts, but to try and almost cultivate a group based upon that, you're just going to be around people that I don't even know, you aren't going to be around anything authentic. Everything about what you surround yourself with will be cultivated in such a way that, yeah, you're probably going to hear the same things you think. Or even if, let's say you end up disagreeing with somebody, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to end up not wanting to hang out with you because you did that with everybody else. The cycle will repeat, right? But anyways, you see this way, way, way more now in relationships, where, you could literally be having a conversation, right? Just a very casual conversation. You're not even trying to make it clear that you like them, or you're not even trying necessarily to be overt. You're just having a casual conversation, and you might say something like, geez, I don't know. Like, I actually have to think. I genuinely have to think of something extremely trivial that would upset somebody else to the point that they would no longer think about you as a possible person to get with. Like, it could be, man, I don't listen to a lot of female artists. Like, you could just say that. Like, just that, like, sentence alone, that statement alone, and somebody will genuinely take that, look at you, and be like, oh, no, yeah, I could never hang out with this person. I could never date this person because they don't have any female artists in there. Oh, no, that's another thing. Female. I've seen that. I don't know where this came from. Like, it's kind of niche. Like, it isn't super, super big. I don't know what the obsession is. People, like, or rather women, I should say, women get very upset now when you say the word female. And I have no idea why. Like, I've seen people genuinely be like, no, I cannot stand this person. No, I cannot hang out with this person. I don't want to be around them. I don't agree with anything that they're thinking because they refer to women as females. And I have no idea. I have no idea because this is new to me, at least. Like, I have seen it within the last couple of years, but it's new in the sense that, like, I guess it's normal. I didn't think it was that normal, or I didn't think that it was, I don't know, I guess just common. Like, I didn't think it was a common thing that a lot of women think or feel about other men. Like, I don't know. I guess I'd have to hear what it is that makes it weird. Because, I mean, if you give me a reason, right, like an actual reasoning as to why, then I guess I would understand, but I have yet to hear anything. But no, anyways, what was I saying? I was making a point. I guess it was the female artist. Like, you could say something like that, or it could even be something more broad. It doesn't even have to be something specific. It could be, like, let's say you think vegans are weird, right? Like, let's say you say something like that, like where you could be like, oh yeah, I just don't understand why people are even vegan. Like, that's such a weird thing to me. And you go on about what it is you think. Boom, you're cut off. Nope, can't hang out with this person anymore, can't talk to this person. And you want to know what the funniest part about it is too? The person won't even be a vegan themselves, but because you said that, because you showed that you think it's weird, you didn't like necessarily say that it was, I don't know, like you didn't say anything crazy. You didn't say you think all vegans are stupid or, like something, there's something wrong with them. You just said you think it's odd, right? Like, you just like, oh, that's kind of odd. Like, I don't really understand why. That is enough for people to be like, oh yeah, no, I could never hang out with that person because I heard them one time without any like further elaboration. That's another thing. I've noticed 99% of the time that people, right, you see these people who are immediately, quickly, as fast as possible, they want to get you out of their circle and they want to get rid of you. It almost always ends up going the same way, which is, again, you say something and then you just, you say it and then they kind of keep it to themselves. They keep the thought to themselves. Or even if they do end up saying something about it, it'll be the most vague, most like incomplete thought, essentially, right? Like, I guess the only other example I could think of would be, how you hear all the time now when a girl or even a guy doesn't like somebody else, the number one thing that they say, the vibes just weren't there. That's not a thing. There is a reason. There's a reason as to why you don't feel a certain way about this person, but saying the vibes aren't there is not, like, that's propaganda at that point. Like, that may as well just be like it's like a jail, like a get out of jail free card. It's basically this thing that you just the vibes aren't there, right? That's it. It'll be like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds goes by. The 5 seconds are up that it took for them to figure out whether or not they like you. Oh yeah, no, the vibes weren't there within the first 5 seconds. So it's basically the exact same thing, where people will come up with these half-baked, incomplete thoughts And then they choose, like I said, they choose this very extremely trivial thing about you. Again, it doesn't even have to be something direct. It could be something subtle. It could be the most, like, something that you would never pay attention to, something that you would never think twice about. Like, what causes you in your mind to almost evaluate? Like, I want to say, like, what we've done is we begin to evaluate people before you even know them, before you even get the chance to really talk to them. Because I guarantee you, I would bet you any amount of money that if you let that person elaborate or explain further what it is they're saying, you would probably end up taking back what you thought or what you said about them. Because we come at people with this thought that they are 100% accurate in everything they say. Like, have we forgotten that people don't speak with 1,000% accuracy? We, like English, even just the English language itself is very, very, I guess, like, how should I say, like, the translation of what you're trying to say is never ever going to be 100%. Like, I guess the easiest example that I could think of is when we say, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah? Like, what does that mean? That means yeah. That means yes. But the way in which people come at you now, the way in which people think of you, is they hear you say that, and even if what you really meant was no, because you're not good at articulating, you're not good at fully expressing what it is you're saying, like, you could say that same sentence. You could say, yeah, no, yeah, and it could mean no if you say it in the right way. Where, like, I guess, let's say a hypothetical. Let's say you're having a hypothetical conversation with somebody, and they're like, man, I can't believe so-and-so did that. And you go, yeah, no, yeah. That means no. It's the same exact thing. But you're having a normal casual conversation with somebody, and they will evaluate you based upon that. Where they'll be like, yeah, no, I don't agree with that. He said no to whatever thing I was previously saying. And then guess what? A couple days goes by, and then you bring it up again. Oh, what did you mean about this when you said this earlier? What did you mean by that when you said that? And then they go, oh yeah, I was actually agreeing, because I think this and then that. And then they go, oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, because guess what? Nobody is ever that accurate. Nobody ever translates their thoughts that perfectly. People are really bad at articulating, or people have become so comfortable in not knowing how to articulate that they just expect other people to know. And so, yeah, 99% of the time, you should be asking other people to elaborate. There should never be an instance where you're just automatically off the rip. Oh yeah, no, this person is Hitler. This person is a fascist. This person is a vegan. This person is whatever word you might want to use. Like, you just attach the most extreme thoughts, the most extreme anything, just a viewpoint. Like, oh, I bet this person thinks this way. Oh, I can just tell that this person, probably goes to bars every single day because they like Andrew Tate. Like, it could be literally anything, or it could even be like anime, right? Like, oh, I could totally tell that this person watches anime all day long because they watched Dragon Ball Z, right? Like, it could be just anything. We don't take people as they are. We view people, and then they try to, kind of blossom like a flower, right? They try to show you aspects of themselves, but what people have forgotten is it takes time. You do not know who that person is within 30 minutes or even 5. It's gotten to the point now where people won't even take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to give you the chance to show you who you are, or to show them who you are. Like, let's say you're hanging out with your friend, and oh yeah, we're just gonna go stop at my buddy's house real quick, and I'm just gonna pick something up. So you're chopping it up with them, you give them a handshake, dap them up, say what's up, what's up, dog, what's going on. You have a little bit of like a 5-minute conversation. You go in the car, and they're like, oh, so what do you think about so and so? Oh no, I could never be friends with them. I don't like them because they give me vibes. They give me vibes that they're the type of person who talks crap about you behind your back. And then you're just like, bro, what? Like, we were there for 10 minutes. What are you talking about? But anyways, I've already explained my point. I feel like I'm just gonna go in circles and circles. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's again, I know I say this a lot. Maybe it's just a social media thing, but I feel like I've seen it in person now too, where people are just, like I said, instantaneously. But anyways, if you agree, disagree, let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a good rest of your day.